Stay tuned for more news after a...
SCTV now begins its programming day. Yes, it's SCTV, beaming its 2 cents worth across the nation. Starring Joe Flaherty, Eugene Levy, Andrea Martin, and Martin Short. Television as you've never seen it before. This is SCTV.
To SCTV, Edith Frickley is more than a station manager. When SCTV was crippled by the janitor's strike, they called Edith Frickley to negotiate.
We're talking you give and I take.
When the boys at the Millenville Baths need the consummate entertainer, they call for Edith Frickley.
When my baby. When my baby's not I go. Danger.
And when world leaders like Pierre Trudeau fall in love, they fall hard for Edith Frickley.
I can't eat. I go sleep. Damn, leave.
The National Geographic Society has called her the Explorer's Explorer.
You know, you can't take any chances out here in this God-forsaken land that time forgot.
The U.S. Olympic Committee has said Edith Frickley is the only threat to the Germans at the 1988 Winter Olympics. Yes, Edith Frickley can do it all, exclusively on SCTV.
Edith.
Good evening. I'm Max Lansky, and this is You're On. And for those of you tuning in for the first time, this is a show where you, the citizens of Mellonville, can call in and talk to me directly about whatever it is you want to talk about. I'm a councilman who cares. I'm a councilman who listens. And I'm a councilman who owns 3 of the largest appliance stores in the greater Mellonville area. And this week, incidentally, we're selling at cost all no-name appliances going for 50% below markup. So please come down. This is the sale of a lifetime. Our 3 Mad Max locations are at Main and Fulton, number 10 Alameda, and the Dovercourt complex in Sebring. Now, as most of you know, I had introduced a proposal to City Council some time ago involving the construction of a new shopping mall in the downtown area that would, in my opinion, not only enhance the downtown core, but also provide exclusive shopping that is so sorely lacking here in Mellonville. And I'm talking about exclusive shopping facilities, exclusive specialty shops, where people with money can go and buy the best. I can't get a decent suit here in Mellonville. I buy made to measure, and my taste in material runs from very expensive to just plain silly. I have to shop in Mechlin because there's a store there that imports from New York City. My wife can't get a stole here in town. She jokingly says to me, Max, you find me a decent fur here in town, and I can get you 10 to 15 votes. There are people with money in Mellonville who want to shop here, but there are no shops that cater to their exclusive tastes. And that's what I would like to talk about tonight. I'd be very interested in hearing what you have to say.
Get ready to call. We will return to You're On in just one moment. And now it's time for Happy Hour with Happy Marsden, Mike Short, and Sammy the Goose.
Hi, girls and boys. Happy here. Sammy the Goose, Mike. We're all here.
We're going to see another episode of Six Gun Justice today. What's that? Oh, Sammy says run the birthday wishes, so do that. And we'll be right back. Oh, we're back. So, kids, if it's your birthday, get your parents to take you to a fancy restaurant and get the waiters to sing to you. Mike, want to run the cowboy show? Hey, guess what? Today's the final episode of Six Gun Justice, kids. It's the exciting conclusion, but I sure hope we win the war. What do you think, Mike? Michael?
Good thing this bomb was a dud. Everyone all right?
Luckily, the impact from this bomb loosened our ropes.
And it made me powerful hungry. I'm gonna rustle up some grub.
Good idea, Chief Laughs. It'll give me a chance to talk to Maggie.
Oh, I get it.
Hey, Maggie. Can I ask you a question?
Sure, Don.
After I get you your ranch back and those Axis agents behind bars, do you think maybe you and I could...
Oh, Don. I've always dreamed of a little white house with a white picket fence and lots of dogs and cats and lots of children.
And horses?
Sure, Don.
Just you and me and the children. And dogs and cats and horses and Cheap Laughs?
Cheap Laughs? Are you sure you want him around?
Oh, don't you worry about Cheap Laughs. He's a eunuch.
Yeah, Tojo, pretty soon you'll have crushed all those smaller nations, real juggernaut-like.
Boss.
Just a second, Blackie. Yeah, your plans for world domination are moving along. Real relentless-like.
Boss.
What?
How come you don't use no adverbs?
I beg your pardon?
You know, how come no adverbs? I mean, wouldn't it be easier to say relentlessly instead of real relentless-like?
Now look, when I violate syntax, it's for poetic emphasis or for effect. Tojo understands, don't you, Tojo?
Most assuredly. Your style has always struck me as being real cogent-like.
There. See? Tojo likes it.
You winged me, boss. Real superficial-like.
Well, let that be a lesson to you. Don't ever call me on my grammar again.
Sorry, boss.
Sorry to interrupt this colloquy, but where are the ceremonial objects I told you to bring from the Butterfield spread?
Well, I don't have them, Tojo. I think Blackie brought them.
No, not me. You were supposed to bring
What
them.
are you talking about?
No. Bungling fools. I cannot return to Tokyo without the Emperor's ceremonial sword and objects. Return immediately to the rubble of our would-be capital and rescue them.
All right, Blackie, come on, let's go. Yeah, boss. Oh, Tojo. We will have that gold waiting for us when we get back, won't we?
Of course, fools. Do you doubt me? This is not an honest face. The gold is in that safe. I promise you. Now go.
All right, come on, Blackie. Yeah, boss.
Did you enjoy that, Cheap Laughs?
Yeah, that was real good chow.
Hi, here, Huppies.
It's those two quislings, Blackie and Slade.
All right. Let's give those traitors the welcome they deserve.
I told you, boss, they always escape. Ah, shut up. Let's find them sacred ceremonial objects.
Hold it, Slade. You've sold your country down the river for the last time.
Says who?
Says...
Come on, let's go, Blackie, let's get him.
Good work, Cheap Laughs. You and Maggie tie these varmints up. Now, I've got a date with Tojo.
Hi, boys and girls. It's time for... It's time for the magic trick, right, Mike?
You just told me we weren't going to do a magic trick today.
Well, that's the best part of the show, Mike, the magic trick. Well, maybe when we come back from this commercial, Mike will remember something.
Next month, SCTV salutes the films that won the Oscars.
So, you want to be in the Navy, huh?
Sid Dithers,
I can't take it
Cubby
no
C. Scott, and Kelly McIntosh.
San Francisco. So how did you came? You drove did you flew?
In the powerful and moving An Officer and a Gentile. Then, from England, the film that captured the hearts of America. Dutch Leonard, in an award-winning performance. More than just a soundtrack. Chariots of Eggs. And finally, Indira Gandhi in her film debut, Terms of Indira. All this and more coming next month, exclusively on SCTV.
Well, Mike showed us a kind of grown-up trick, kids, I think. Well, we're just not going to do it, okay? Oh, well, now it's time for, who's your favorite character on Six Gun Justice? You know, a lot of you kids write in and, well, none of you ever say that Blackie's your favorite character. Well, I can understand that. He doesn't have much to do in Six Gun Justice, but, well, he's my favorite character, and I don't mind telling you why. Blackie's my dad. Yeah, that's right. His real name is Merle Marsden Sr. Well, without making too big a thing about it, that guy was a heck of an actor. But, well, he got into a little trouble. Well, they said he was the kind of guy who took things without having a prescription, and then the policeman said it escalated into selling lots of things without owning a pharmacy. But of course, it's all a lie. I mean, kids, don't you believe him? Anyway, well, this is neither the time nor the place to talk about stuff like that, but, well, I'm glad I told you, and I'm not ashamed of it. So, that's the show for today. Drive safely. What? What's he saying? What's he saying, Mike?
I want to know if you're going to show the second half of Six Gun Justice.
Of course we are. It's a conclusion. We gotta. We have to find out how everything turns out. Boy, I sure hope that Don Mills settles the score with that sneaky Tojo. You know, kids, I usually don't do this, but, well, there's a part coming up where Don Mills gives a speech about what it's like to be an American. And it's a real powerful speech. And in fact, when I saw it when I was a kid at the theater, at the end of that speech, the audience stood up and cheered. Gave me goosebumps. I can hardly wait to see it again. I don't think Sammy can hardly wait for it either. So, let's watch that speech.
Yes. Yes, Hirohito. Yes, Emperor. The mission here is completed and I'm on my way. Don't worry about Slade and Blackie. I will double-cross them just as we plan to double-cross the goose-stepping Austrian paperhanger and his Italian counterpart. That bald-headed Goomba who can't even handle Ethiopia.
You've pulled your last double-cross, Tojo. Hang up that phone and reach for the sky.
Mills, you fool. Give up. Don't you understand? Your side does not stand a chance in this war. Why do you persist in opposing us?
I'll tell you why. Because as long as there are tyrants like you, that's why I'm proud to be an American.
That was a very impressive speech, Mills. But would you be so defiant without that six-gun in your hand?
There's only one way to find out, Tojo.
Now fight Japanese fashion.
Let's see you get out of this one, Tojo. You want to play rough, huh? Hello? It's for you, Tojo. Long distance.
Hello?
Oh.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
My fellow Americans, normally I give a fireside chat at this time, but we will forego our usual political chit-chat as I welcome three national heroes, Don Mills, Cheap Laughs Johnson, and Maggie Butterfield. Well, Don, you certainly did a great job capturing those Axis agents.
Yes, Mr. President. I couldn't have done it without your help and that of the Army Air Corps. Colonel Hubert Bragg, Commander.
Well, Don, thanks to your action and those of plenty of others, this war will soon be over. Especially with this new top-secret Norton bomb sight, which...
Mr. President, who slips?
You're right, Don. I almost let the cat out of the bag. Well, Don, what are you going to play for me?
With your permission, Mr. President, I'd like to play Dusty Trail.
Okay, so it didn't hold up like I remembered. Boy, they really butchered that speech. Anyway, that was a great finale, and that kind of music used to be real popular, too. Anyway, that's Six Gun Justice for you kids, and next week we'll have a new serial, Rocket Man versus the Martians. That sounds action-packed. So, until then, for Sammy the Goose and Mike the Bartender, I'm happy... No, I'm Merle Morrison Jr. saying, the clown with his pants falling down, or the dance, it's a dream of romance, or a scene where the moon is me, that's entertainment.
Stay tuned for a tribute to Earl Cannonbear on his final newscast, later tonight on SCTV.
You're on?
Max?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lansky?
You're on the air, sir.
Am I on?
Go ahead, sir.
Oh, Max, I was wondering what you thought about the snow removal problem we had with that big storm last month.
I thought we were going to be discussing the construction of the new shopping mall.
We went 4 days before the plows even got to our street.
I was not here last month. I was on vacation, but I understand it was quite a mess.
Yeah, I'll say it was quite a mess.
Uh-huh.
It was bad. We went 4 days before the plows even got to our street.
What street are you on?
Arcadia?
Well, that's Mellonville Central.
Yeah, I know where it is, Max.
That's not my district.
4 days without a plow?
Well, as I said before, I was on vacation. I wasn't here. Do you have anything to say about the new shopping mall? Well, thank you for calling. You're on?
Max,
Yes, ma'am.
regarding this new shopping mall,
Yes, ma'am.
where are you planning to locate it?
Are you familiar with the row of old Victorian-style homes on Mapleside between 3rd and Wilson?
Those lovely old homes on the north side with the big bay windows?
Those are exactly the ones, yes. We're planning to completely gut those old homes and turn Mapleside into a chic, trendy shopping area for those discriminating shoppers. And because of the beautiful architecture, I think that's the spot for this project.
And what about the people who live there?
They seem unreasonably obstinate at this point. For some reason, they don't want to move. And I don't understand it because what we are proposing, and for those of you who know and who know about this proposal, there are built-in costs involved that would involve moving these people to a very nice low-rent housing unit on the outskirts of town.
So, just because the people are poor?
Ma'am, can I ask you a question? Are you one of these so-called poor people?
Yes, I am.
It strikes me as being funny because you are obviously watching the show so you can afford a television set. You're talking to me on the phone so you can afford to pay your phone bills.
Mr. Lansky, if you ask me, I think you're just talking through that fancy wig.
Well, a lot you know because this is not a wig. Thank you for calling. I would like to just comment on that last caller. The woman seemed to be insinuating that I have something against poor people, and nothing could be further from the truth. As a matter of fact, some of my best... Let me put this another way. I wish I had more poor people in my district, but unfortunately I don't. Mellonville East happens to be a very wealthy area, but I wish I had more of them. They're very nice people. And another thing, I don't think that woman realizes how well off she is. As I said before, on that last call, Mrs. Lansky and myself just returned from a vacation in Bimini in the Bahamas and had a fabulous time We stayed in a gorgeous new hotel down there. The weather was terrific. But we did encounter beggars on the street. People who beg for money, loose change, food. Now that, to me, is poor. And if that woman could take a couple of weeks and jet down there, she would see for herself, she would have a better understanding of the situation there and of her own situation as well. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
If it's music television you want, we've got it all right here on SCTV. Two great talents, Barbra Streisand and Slim Whitman, together at last in their very own special, Barb and Slim.
When you're feeling all right.
Then it's Perry Como in a one-man tribute to the music of the now generation.
Look at me. I will survive. You're gonna make it pull right through. As long as I know how to love, I know I'll be alive.
And finally, via satellite from Paris, Jerry Lewis, music to make you feel good a lot. Yes, we've got it all right here on SCTV.
Be there.
You're on?
Max?
Yes, sir.
USFL. Now, I really want your honest opinion.
Sir, you keep calling me and talking to me about football. I don't care about football. I don't care about the UFSL. That's my honest opinion. You're on?
Hello, Max?
Yes, sir.
Good show tonight, Max.
Thank you.
And I agree with you that Melville definitely needs to enlarge its downtown shopping facilities to accommodate the people who only want the best, especially when it comes to specialty shops.
Well, I'm glad you agree.
To me, there's nothing like buying an inferior product.
That's exactly my point.
In my own case, I'm as bald as a grapefruit. And you know as well as I do, there isn't one shop here in Melville where you can get a decent wig, so guys like you and me have to drive all the way into Meckling to get a good hairpiece.
Sir, I don't mean to sound angry here because I'm not, but just out of curiosity, why do you think I wear a wig?
Because I get my wigs at a place in Meckling, and they have your picture in the window. So I just assumed that that's where you get yours. But my point is, how can you be a top-notcher in any field with a bad hairpiece?
Thank you for calling. And, I think we're out of time. So we will discuss this mall perhaps tomorrow night on the Tomorrow Show. And incidentally, I think the reason Mr. Bruce put my picture in his window, or whoever that man was that put my picture in the window, I'm sure he was just a big fan of the show, and that's why the picture was there. So until tomorrow night, I'm Max Lenski. Good night. I want to call Meckling. Which button do I push?
Comedy at its best. This is the SCTV channel. And now the SCTV News with Floyd Robertson and Earl Cannonbear.
Good evening, I'm Earl Cannonbear. My co-anchor, Floyd Robertson, is not here at the moment, obviously. We're expecting him momentarily. As most of you know, Floyd appears as Count Floyd in the Monster Chiller Horror Theater Kiddie Show, and they tape in the next studio. I'm sure they're running a little late. We're expecting him any second. While we're waiting, however, I don't think it would be inappropriate at this time to announce that this reporter, yours truly, will be hanging up his typewriter, so to speak. This will be my last appearance on the SCTV News. I'm retiring from journalism. I will be getting my feet wet in the business world. I've had a very lucrative offer to lend my name to a new line of men's clothing, the Cannonbear collection. I'll give you a sneak preview here. It's not uncommon for celebrities like myself and Johnny Carson to get involved in these kinds of business ventures for tax reasons and so on. I won't bore you with the details. However, I will say that I certainly will miss doing the SCTV News. In particular, I will miss working with my co-anchor and my very good friend, Floyd Robertson, whose high standard of professional journalism I have grown to admire over the years.
One moment, please.
And now, with tonight's top story, here's Floyd Robertson.
Mellonvillonians will have to find a new place to store their summer lawn furniture. The Department of Highways has declared all highway underpasses in the Tri-City area off limits. Lawn furniture found under an overpass after June 30th of next year will be confiscated and sold at an auction. Earl?
Elsewhere in the news, the first all-woman space shuttle is scheduled to blast off in the very near future. A date will be announced at the end of the week. The astronauts, or astronettes as they've been coined, have begun training for their maiden voyage at the Barbizon School in Houston, Texas. The 5-woman crew will be launching a new communication satellite, and the satellite will be... They will also be repairing some old satellites that are in orbit, and I suppose... All right, that is it. I've had it, Floyd. I have had it. I can't believe how consistently unprofessional you've been.
All right, Earl, look, lighten up, huh? Will you please just lighten up? Now, look, I got held up because there was a party over in the Count Floyd set for Jim the Sound Man, okay? It was a farewell party. It was his last day, and that's what.
Jim the Sound Man? Jim the Sound Man? It's his last day? This is my last day, Floyd! This is my last day. This is my last broadcast. If it hasn't occurred to you, up until now, this is the last time that we will be working together.
Not a minute too soon.
All right, that is it. Now, I have carried you for years. I have a couple of things to say here. You're sitting here, you reek of alcohol. It's not like I haven't tried to help you. I have held down the fort here for 2 years while you have been off trying to get your act together at some alcohol rehab center. And for what? To be humiliated on my last broadcast? I don't need this. I may be feeling a little sorry for myself, Floyd, but I'll tell you something. I'm feeling a lot sorrier for you, fella. That's for sure. I've got a future. I don't know about you. I'm... Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I had to get that off my chest. It's been a long time. And now, with tonight's commentary, for whatever it's worth, here is Floyd Robertson.
Earl, I'd like to say that once in a lifetime you get a chance to work with someone who's not only a true professional, but a wonderful person and a good friend. I'm talking about someone that I tease a lot. I kid him. We all gotta kid him and tease him, but we all know that he's a decent man, and we love him very much, and we respect him. They broke the mold when they made this guy. Believe me, aren't too many like him. He's a wonderful human being, kind, decent, and I'm proud to have known him. proud. I respect him. I admire him very much. And so, I'd like to say, here's to you, Jim Dexter. You're the best sound man in the business. Jim Dexter. Jim Dexter? Yes, and his party's continuing over at the Driftwood, and I'm going over there right now. If you don't mind, Earl? Oh, I got something for you. I wrote a farewell speech for you, Earl. That's for you. You read it. There you go.
Cannon Bear. Try to think of something good about him. Joke about hair. Keep it short. Pick up shirts. Tape Dynasty. Pick up baseball tickets next one. And that's the news. Somebody call me a cab, please.
It's that time of year again. SCTV is broke. And we'll be looking for your support. Join all your favorite personalities later this month on Pledge Week. And have your checkbooks ready.